Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn how to make yes/no questions. Okay, some questions start with are you? Some questions start with have you? And some questions start with do they? So how do we make questions using this? Okay, the question forms change depending on the verbs. In some sentences, there are auxiliary verbs. Okay, so let's have a look. Auxiliary verbs include be verbs. Be verbs include am, are, is, was, were. So these are called be verbs. And the other auxiliary verbs include will, can, shall, may, would, could, should, might. There are more, but we will just stick to these. Okay. And we also have or has in present perfect tense. Okay. So when we have these auxiliary verbs in a sentence, like S means subject and an auxiliary verb, okay? In a question, we just swap their positions. Auxiliary verb and then subject. Okay, subject, auxiliary verb becomes auxiliary verb and subject in a question. Okay, I'm going to give you some examples. I am late. I is a subject, it's in red color, S subject. Am is a be verb. Then how can we make it into a question? We just swap the positions of subject and the be verb. So it becomes am I late? Am I late? And a question mark. Okay, another example. You were sick. You, subject, were is a be verb, and then the question becomes, you're right. Were you sick? Were you sick? We just swap the position of subject and the be verb to make a question. All right, now let's move on to the other auxiliary verbs. And let's have a look at an example. You will go to the party. You is a subject and will is an auxiliary verb. And to make it into a question, we just swap will and you. So you will becomes will you. We just swap the positions. Will you go to the party? Will you go to the party? Okay, the last one is has or have is used in a present perfect tense. She has got a pet. Okay, then to make it a question, we just swap S and she positions. Has she got a pet? Okay, has she got a pet? Okay, now let's have a look at some other examples.
I am late. So am is an auxiliary verb. So we just swap with I in its position. Am I late? The seed is free. Is a be verb. So on auxiliary verb, so we just swap the position with the subject, the seed. Is the seed free? Okay, the next example. She was angry. Was is a be verb. So we need to just swap its position with the subject. Was she angry? Okay, now we have they will be here soon. Right, will is an auxiliary verb. So we swap its position with the subject. So the question becomes, will they be here soon? Will they be here soon? Okay, when we can add when, the question word. When will they be here? When will they be here? Okay, next one. Paula can swim. Paula can swim. Can is an auxiliary verb, so we say this first at the beginning of the sentence. Can Paula swim? Can Paula swim? Okay, now we have another sentence. David has gone. David has gone. Has gone is a present perfect tense, and has is an sorry, is an auxiliary verb. So we say this first. Has David gone? Has David gone? Okay. Bye. Now we have the last sentence. Miok has been to Brisbane twice. Has is an auxiliary verb for present perfect tense. So the question becomes, has Miok been to Brisbane twice? Has Miok been to Brisbane twice? Okay. Now I have another sentence with am. I am going home. This is present continuous, and we have am, the be verb. So how do we make it into a question? That's right. We say am, the be verb, first. The question is, am I going home? Well done. Then we have other verbs in some sentences. For example, run, walk, go, take, speak, and etc. There are lots and lots of them, but we just have 5 of them today. So when we have a verb like this, they are not auxiliary verbs. Okay, how do we make it into a question? So S means subject and the other verb, okay? No auxiliary verbs, but other verbs. Then, okay, we need do, does, or did. Okay, these are the helping verbs for questions. And then subject, then infinitive. Okay, do and does are for present tense, and did is for the past tense. Now let's have a look at some examples. You speak English. Okay, we have subject you and the verb speak. This is not an auxiliary verb. So we need do. Okay. Do and then subject, you, and infinitive of speak. Do you speak English? Okay. Next example.
They go shopping on Saturday. They, subject read, go, verb, other verb, not an auxiliary verb. We need do. Do, they, and then infinitive go, shopping on Saturday, and the question mark. What about other examples? He runs to work. Okay, he subject and runs. Runs has got an S because he is a third person singular. So this is third person singular present tense. If you want to learn about third person singular present tense, you need to watch my other video. Okay, so runs is not an auxiliary verb and present tense with the S, we need does. Does he, and then infinitive of runs, run. Okay, when the subject is you, we use do. They, for they, we use do. For he, we use does. Same with she, it, does it, does she. Okay, now next sentence, you took a shower last night. Took is a verb and past tense. For the past tense questions, we need a did. Okay, so did, subject you, and infinitive of took is take. Did you take a shower last night? Okay, let's have a look at some other questions, some more questions. You have a car. So have is not an auxiliary verb here. So we need to have do. Do you have a car? Okay, next sentence. He has a car and we have has. We need to have for question, we need to have does. Does he have a car? Have is an infinitive. No S, no ED, nothing. Infinitive. Next one, they work hard. Work is not an auxiliary verb. We need to have do. Do they work hard? Now we have a name, Chris. Works hard. The verb work has an S here. So for a question we need, yes, you're right, does. Does Chris work hard? Okay, next sentence. She gets up early. The verb has got S, gets. And what do we need? Do or does? That's right, we need does. Does she get up early? Okay, now we can also ask about time. What time? What time? And then the rest is the same. What time does she get up? Does, and then subject she, and the verb, infinitive verb, get up. Okay, the next sentence, you watch television. Okay, for question, do we need do or does? That's right, do. Do you watch television? Okay, we can also add how often. The question was how often, and then the rest is the same. How often do you watch television? Next one, they worked hard. This is a past tense verb, ed. Work has got ed, that means it's a past tense. So we need do or does or what? That's right. We need did for the past tense. Did they work hard? And work doesn't have ed. We need an infinitive. Okay, you had dinner. So what do we need? You're right, did. Did you have dinner? Okay, we can also ask about what they eat, what they had, what you had. So we can say, what did you have for dinner? Okay, next sentence. She got up early. Got is the past tense of get. This is past tense. So we need did. Did she get up early? We can also ask about the time. What time? And then what time did she get up? Okay, thank you. I hope this video will help you make yes, no questions better. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.